A life lesson story on growth and success. Once there lived a boy in a town. One day he came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his grandpa, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" Grandpa nodded yes and took boy with him to a nearby nursery. From nursery, his grandpa brought two small plants and came to home back. Then he planted one in a pot and kept it inside the house and planted other plant outside the house. What do you think? Which of these two plants will grow better in future? Grandfather asked the boy. Boy kept thinking for some time and then said, "Plant inside the plant will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while plant outside is at risk of many things like strong sunlight, storm, rain, and animals." Grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in future." After that, boy left from there. After 4 years, boy came to visit his grandfather again. When boy saw his grandfather, he asked him, "Grandpa, last time I asked you a question, how to be successful in life. But you did not tell me anything. But this time you have to tell me." Grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first let's take a look at plants that we bought few years back." Saying this, grandfather took boy to place where he had planted small plant in a pot. They saw that the small plant had turned into a big plant. Then he took boy to look at the plant which they had planted outside. They saw that a big tree had grown out of a small plant. Its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passerby. Now grandfather looked at boy and asked, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which is more successful?" Boy replied, "That one we planted outside." "But how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers, still it grown so big." Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, plant outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. Plant outside had freedom to spread its roots as much it wanted. Problems like storms and heavy rains made its roots even stronger. Today is so strong that a small storm can't cause any harm to it, while the plant we planted inside remains small and it's too weak. A small storm cannot cause any harm to it, while the plant we planted inside remains small and it's too weak because it did not withstand the heavy storms, rains, and strong sunlight." Then grandfather looked at his grandson and said, "My son, always remember that unless you struggle in life, unless you go through difficulties, you too will be able to achieve success in your life. If you will make comfortable choices, then will not be able to grow as you can. And if you are ready to struggle and go through difficulties, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Therefore, never think of problems as hurdles, but think of them as stepping stone towards success." Boy took a long breath and stared looking at tree. The words of his grandfather were echoing in his mind. obstacles which we consider as enemies in our life, the same obstacles make us stronger and more successful in our life. Thank you.